So Sun center DeAndre Ayton was the hero in game 2, that last second deuce dropping the slam dunk. And he was also the highest scoring fantasy player with 48 TK fantasy points. Chase or fade, Jules? He's got to be your captain in game 3.
He's a little pricey to captain. I still think with Kawhi Leonard being off the floor, you want to maybe try and use some of the Clippers value that is there. And then that allows you to use multiple of whatever you want: Paul George, Booker, Chris Paul, if you like him to come back strong, along with Ayton. So for me, you look and and the Clippers changed their lineup too. So Morris is banged up; he's expensive. Batum, way overpriced for a guy coming off the bench now that wasn't even productive when he was starting. Terrence Mann caught lightning in a bottle. Now he's back to a bench role. So you look at the last game, even with Reggie Jackson kind of being the second highest usage player on the Clippers right now, Beverly played 26 minutes, knocked down some threes. Rondo was pretty effective. Both of those guys are under 5,000. I would probably captain a cheap Clipper and then load up on stars.
And so he's 13.5 in the captain spot here, Deuce. That too expensive for you?
It is, yeah. And I mean, look, if I'm gonna captain, I'm gonna pay money. I think I agree with Julian that I could get interested in some of these other Clippers, but yeah, I mean, I think I would rather just pay up for Paul George all the way, because I really do think that there's enough value here. Maybe a guy like a Luke Kennard or like a Rondo, as he mentioned. I just think there's a lot of value on this slate, so it won't hurt you that much really to pay all the way up, because I don't think you really want Chris Paul. We don't really understand what his role is going to be or how much he's going to play or how good he's going to look, and having not played in a while. Same thing with Devin Booker. Now maybe he's less of a playmaker, he gets, fewer numbers in the other stat categories. I think the safest option here really is just to pay all the way up for Paul George again. 35% usage rate in game 2, 36% in game 1. Like, this is the only guy on the slate. It's a confusing slate, really. The only guy I'm sure is going to take a ton of shots. He's going to be on the floor for 40 minutes. And I do think that there's so much upward mobility here. I think we saw his floor in game 2 and it was 41 fantasy points. And I think he's going to he's going to rise back up here to the mid 50s, the 60s that we've seen him at. Just the fact that he shot so poorly, that little weird landing on his shoulder, like a little concerning for me. I feel like that's why he missed those free throws at the end. He just wasn't the same. But, barring any sort of scare before the game, I think that he should be totally fine to just fire up in your captain spot.